Yo, aloha, aloha, aloha. Your boys here, your boys here, your boys here. No, so, guys, remember, man, this is a chilled out, relaxed session, man, where, we talk about anything to do in the world. I stress this is a non football stream. This is a non football stream where we just talk about stuff, man. So ask me anything that is on your mind to do with life, as long as it doesn't have anything to do with football, that's cool because we will pop off later on in a few hours, 10 p.m., where we can talk all the football that we need. But of right now, this is just where, what's happening in life? What is happening in the world? What's happening in your life? Let's talk life. Let's talk religion. Let's talk future. Let's talk science. Let's talk philosophy. Let's talk restaurants. Let's talk food. Let's talk women. Let's talk clowns and so forth, man. What do you guys think about these vaccine passports? Because right now they've been talking, well, what's been trending on Twitter they want to bring in these passports. So whereas you will only be allowed to go to like a cinema or enter a show or a restaurant or a workplace if you have like a passport that says you've taken the vaccine. And guys have said, first off, she's saying that if I don't take this vaccine, which means that I don't get this passport, I can't go to any restaurants or I can't go to the cinema. And what if I want to take this vaccine, but I am a healthy person? I'm not in any of the priority groups. So therefore, I won't be able to take the vaccine till like, what's it called, August or September. Then what? So, but here's the thing now. So, and like, if you have a workplace that says, no, you will only be allowed to come to work if you've taken the vaccine, then you're screwed. Then it pretty much becomes a case of where, oh, no, I have to take this vaccine. So if you, and they're definitely going to bring it in for flying. So if you want to fly or you want to head somewhere, they will say, no. You will only be able to get onto this plane if you have taken Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson, fallopian tubing, Aristotle, and there's so many vaccines. I think there's an Elche vaccine, there's a Braunschweig vaccine, there's so many different vaccines, but I don't know how that's going to go. I mean, people are still bitching about this new bill happening in England because there's this new kind of like crime bill and sort of which guys are complaining about. But I think if they enforce that vaccine passport, guys will push back. They'll be like, no, man, you can't see. Well, nobody's forcing you to take a vaccine. But my thing is it lawful for like a company to say, you can't come and work for us if you've taken this vaccine? It's pretty wild, man. Things are going to get crazy. So, guys, what are you saying, man? What are you saying? What's happening? Okay. What are your favorite dishes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Favorite dishes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast. I'm a cereal dude, but if you put cereal to one side, I do like baked beans, hash browns. So I love like a cereal on the side. I love baked beans. I love hash browns. Maybe some toast and sort of. And then I may have some pain chocolat and some croissants, man. Because I'm not a big breakfast guy. I'll keep it real with you. I'm not a big breakfast guy. So what I do is when I get up, I'll just have like a sandwich or something. But my main meal is dinner. So for lunch, I'll go light, maybe some rice and stew, some pasta and stuff. I'll go. Or for lunch, I may just have like a sandwich. Yeah, I may just have like a few sandwiches. But then dinner is when I go crazy. Dinner is when I go crazy. Like my ideal dinner would be pounded yam and the goosey soup, which is a very, very popular Nigerian meal. That would be my favorite dinner. Actually, you know what? If I'm in Nigeria, my favorite breakfast is fried yam with scrambled egg. Woo! Bro, that is incredible. Fried yam, Scrambled egg, man. That is one of my favorites, man. Freaking amazing, man. Oh, next country you're going to on holiday to. Hopefully, when things chill out and relax, man, I really, really want to go to Egypt. I really want to go to Egypt. I mean, um, my friend's mom, who's Japanese, she says that um, she wants me to visit um, Japan like on all 4 days. Oh no, so in all four seasons. So I want to maybe try and go to Japan in the winter, in autumn, and in spring. But I think next country I want to go to holiday to for sure it's Egypt. I need to see those pyramids, man. I need to see those pyramids. So yeah, there's Egypt. Um, I like to go to East Africa. So I'd like to go to Kenya or Ethiopia. So I like to go to Kenya, Ethiopia, see what's happening in Morocco. Because yeah, I've never been to the eastern parts of Africa. Not sure about Eastern Europe. Not sure about Eastern Europe. You know, I'm like, I don't really know whether I want to be messing around Eastern Europe and stuff, man. But yeah, that's my thing, bro. Um, oh, um, I was just hey, we just were talking about that. Greatest degree of difficulty athletic events. Um, so I think I wanted to separate it with track and field. So if we're dealing with track, um, long distance, because see, I was like a sprinter, you know. Then I did like cross country, but like I mainly did like 100 meters, 200s, and the 4x1. I think with sprinting is if you have a great start, you have a good chance of it. It doesn't mean you definitely win, but if you have a great start, you have a good chance with it. Specifically, if everybody is on a similar level. If you have a great start, and with sprinting, it's still hard, but it's just really about having a great start and just maintaining your form all the way through because it's over in 10, 12 seconds. Okay. It's over in 10, 12 seconds. It's over so quick. But the thing about long distance is there's a lot more tactics involved in long distance because you have to be a lot more strategic. So how fast do I go? When do I really go up? I've got to conserve energy. I mean, when do I go with the pack? Do I lead and set the pace, or do I go back and conserve energy? When you conserve energy, how much energy do you conserve? And you have to ensure that you're not too far away, so that you have enough energy to really sprint for the final lap. But you don't want to use too much energy because you want to save some stuff towards the end. So long distance is very difficult. Now, when you think about field, um, high jump. I would say high jump because the thing with high jump is that is very very technical. It's not just about your jumping. Yes, it's your jumping, but it's your form. It's how you manipulate your body and squeeze and contort your body to move over the bar and so forth. So high jump is pretty good. So for me, I think for field high jump and for short distance, well, for track, um, long distance, man. Um, Eastern Europe, man. So yeah, we were just talking about this, bro. The COVID passport. I think it's a bit extreme, but see, I understand it. But see, the COVID passport only makes sense if you know for sure this vaccine stops people from getting COVID. Do we know for sure that everybody who's taking this vaccine does not get COVID? We don't know that for sure. you know, so can you tell me no 100%? You take because if we know for sure you take this vaccine, you don't get COVID. Oh my gosh, a COVID passport makes 100% sense. It makes 100% sense. But if it's a case where well, you can take the vaccine, but you could still get COVID. Some people guys could get COVID. Then it's like, all right, so I want to go to the pub, I want to go to the restaurant. I can't get a job until September, October, and I'm going to be denied all that. That seems a bit deep, man. That seems a little bit deep. So, um, I doubt. I mean, I don't know. For me, I doubt they will introduce it because there's so many people that will oppose it. Um, and there will be a massive pushback on it, you know. So, but my thing though is that like, let's say I'm a music festival, and I think what's his name? I think Lupe Fiasco may have done this for his live show, where okay, it's my live show, and you have to have a COVID vaccine passport to enter, and I am within my rights to do that. You know, now you making it government law in general is different, but I think that maybe a cinema or a live show, to their discretion, can say, "Oh no, you have to have a COVID passport to come through." So it might be two different rules. Oh, yeah, I was saying, bro. No, no, I want to go to East Africa, so Ethiopia and Kenya for sure. Yeah, I want to go there for sure. Like, I mean, I've heard a lot of good things, and just people that have been there, some pictures there. So I want to go to, because I've in Africa, I've only been to obviously Nigeria, Benin, Benin Republic and Ghana, but I definitely want to I want to check out East Africa, because I say the Maasai tribe, is the Maasai tribe Ethiopian or Kenyan? Let me, where are the Maasai tribe for? Because I love, I mean, I really, Kenya. Yes, the Maasai Mara tribe are Kenyan, because basically these dudes literally, like, these guys, they hunt lions only armed with a spear. They hunt lions, and they say, like, like an initiation, or like becoming like an adult or a big person, is you need to get a spear, and you go out and you have to kill a lion and hunt a lion only armed with a freaking spear. And these guys, Maasai people, can like jump crazy high, man. So that'd be cool, just seeing that, man. um oh, they throw isn't a COVID passport discrimination? Not necessarily. The idea of a COVID passport is we want to stop the spread of COVID. So we want to get back to normal, but we want to have spaces full of people that have been vaccinated. So that's the idea. You see, a COVID passport, I think, makes sense if you know that this vaccine is fully pops off. Like, it is something you can get behind. But my issue with it is, do we know for sure that this that the vaccine is a 100% antithesis to COVID? We don't know that for sure. If it is, a COVID passport makes sense, because the idea is we want to get back to normal. We want to have cinema, pubs, everything open, but we want to have a situation where if they're like 80 people inside a pub, they've all been vaccinated. But the idea is, do we know 100% for sure that if you've been vaccinated, COVID can't lubricate you? So we don't know that for sure. So, that's my issue. I'm not answering that, bro. I'm not answering that, bro. Huh. Oh wow. The George Floyd trial, man. I mean, I've been looking at bits of it here and there, man. But my thing about it is that it's a tough case for the defense. Like, I don't, because see the difficulty of that. But then again, I think about the Rodney King incident. The Ronnie King incident, that was on tape. The Ronnie King incident was on tape. But I think the difference with the Ronnie, see, I mean, the Ronnie King thing was they were caught on tape, and he saw like freaking 8 policemen beat down a guy who was unarmed. But somehow they were able to spin into the jury that, oh, the policemen felt that they were under threat and somehow continued to beat a guy who is unarmed, even if there are the 8 of you armed, and this guy's unarmed, but he still felt threatened. Smithy, whoever was on that jury has to be racist to the freaking core to look at that tape and say, no, the 8 armed policemen were under threat, so therefore Rodney King, he was a danger. So if you're the defense, you have to somehow spin it that George Floyd was somehow still a threat, and the policemen had to hold him down and keep him down because they felt that if they couldn't, their lives were in danger. That's how the defense has to spin it. And I don't know how you're going to, because from the footage we've seen, and see, here's the difference. The Rodney King thing, that was the first time the world had ever really seen American policemen and how they brutally pimp slapped, black people in America. So because it was the first time, the jury were like, cool. But based on everything that has happened since then, and specifically with the fallout of George Floyd, those people in the jury, they'll feel even more under pressure to be like, man. But it's like, look, man, O.J. Simpson. How O.J. Simpson was guilty. O.J. Simpson, he did it. Of course he did it. But Johnny Cochran, amazing lawyer, he freaking somehow, some way, spun it that, hey man, the glove didn't fit. And these gloves are the gloves that resulted in the whole thing. So if the gloves didn't fit, you've got to acquit. So because that O.J. Simpson thing should have been like, who else would have killed those 2 people? Who else was there? But if you have a really good defense, well, you can do something, man. So it really all depends, man. Oh, I remember seeing this. On reports saying that no systematic racism in the UK. But did you know why I find this funny? The governments were the people who carried out this report. Why would the governments, who are pretty much the bitches of the royal family, because the royal family pretty much use the government as their bitch, why would these guys come out and say, oh, by the way, there is systematic racism and we are in fact systematically racist? Yes, because who is the system? The system is the government and the royal family. Why would the royal family or the government admit that, yeah, there's systematic racism there? So it's a slight, like, what you do is you get an independent investigator who has nothing to do with England and so forth, and fully independent. It's like you have a match between Brazil and Italy, and there's a Brazilian ref. But the Brazilian ref says, no, I swear, I'm going to be fully impartial. I'll be fully impartial. You can't, because you're Brazilian. Or you get an Italian ref, and the Italian ref says, oh, no, I'll be fully impartial, but you can't be because you're Italian. You can't be impartial because you're freaking Italian. So there is no way you can be impartial and do a thing about racism in England when you're English and you're working for the government. So, I mean, I think people think that we're stupid. I think people think that we're stupid, man. The royal family are a bunch of, like, as I said again, if you bow down to an old lady with a crown in 2021, going on to 2022, you are a class A brick scholar. I mean, you are a grade A freaking loser. There is no way in hell Halfhope, aka HH, aka the kid, aka the golden Pekin, is going to bow down to an old lady with a crown. No, and I'll be respectful to the other lady. Hell no, am I bowing down to you? You know, how so in 2021 we're still doing like, oh, the royal bloodline, the special bloodline. It's like that piece of crap show. What's it called? Um wait, what's the name of that show? Oh, what's the name of like that really famous? It's like Bridgerton, but it's about like this royal family stuff and everything. It's not The Crown. Let me see, I've forgotten about it. But yeah, it's all these shows. It's like like I think because I've lived in England so much, this crap means nothing to me, and I've just viewed these people as the same as me. I don't view them as better than me. It's like, oh my gosh, he's royal blood, he's king, and like this is not Game of Thrones where you have like the commoners, you have the rich people. No, 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 no. In 2021, you're not better than me because you're all a piece of crap. Um, how come the royal family like this today? Do people live in the UK have to pay certain taxes to support their lifestyle? Yes, my dear friend. Unfortunately, they do. Yes, which I'm not happy about. So yeah, some taxes still go to those morons. Um, and it still exists because England think that the royal family are important for tourism and are important for culture. But what I say to those morons that say the royal family is important to culture, I say, um, Prodigy, Portishead, Gary Oldman, Daniel Day Lewis, Roald Dahl, George Michael, the Beatles, J.K. Rowling, the amount of stuff, Shakespeare, the amount of culture England has that has nothing to do with a privileged family that have zero talents is amazing. So my things out. Same thing with the anthem. How do you have your national anthem is about repping an old lady with a crown? There is nothing in the English national anthem about the country, about the people in the country, about the things that this country has done, what they've produced. All it is about talking about how great this country is and how great an old lady with a crown is. Because I just think that just English people are just very weird. Yeah, Downton Abbey, that's the one. Downton Abbey, Downton Abbey, man. Um, oh yeah, bro. Like the last episode was, well, I mean, it was all right, but it was a little bit uneven there. There's stuff I liked, stuff I didn't like, but very easy. The first three episodes decimates and completely destroy that piece of crap known as One Division was garbage. Okay, when I says that was garbage, and how this is so much, and this isn't like supremely great, but how this is so much better just shows you how garbage One Division was. Guys, man, I watched Heat last night. No, I watched Heat like I think two nights ago when my internet went out. Guys, um, Heat is an excellent. I think Heat is genuinely a perfect film. And there are not that many perfect films. A lot of films are like a 9.5. Heat is a 10 out of 10. And I think the more and more I watch Heat, the more and more I appreciate De Niro's performance. Because before, when I watched Heat the first time, I was like, okay, it's all about Pacino. It's all about Pacino. And Pacino has the most iconic lines, but that's actually one of De Niro's best performances. Like, I want to say that if you think of top 5 De Niro performances, you have Taxi Driver, Raging Bull, um, Casino. Mm, and what is the one? You might argue Mean Streets. No, sorry. I knew I was for the one. King of Comedy. King of Comedy, and then I'll put in Heat. So I think Heat definitely is in his Top 5 best performance results. I don't know. I forgot one. Deer Hunter. Deer Hunter. I forgot. So I might no. I'll replace Deer Hunter. I'll replace Casino with Deer Hunter. So take out Casino, put in Deer Hunter. But yeah, like De Niro in Heat was. I mean, and it's just an amazing film. The film is just so good, man. The film is just so good. Oh, Uncut Gems. Yes, I saw Uncut Gems. Very well filmed. Because I watched. I think it's is it the Sadi brothers or the Safdie brothers? I saw their previous film, Good Times, with Robert Pattinson, which was pretty good. We have a pretty good like this as well. Very well filmed. I like the very frenetic visual style. Adam Sandler. Sometimes you have comedic actors that do really well drama, like Robin Williams, who was obviously a crazy comedian and was an amazing actor. I don't think, and I could never take Adam Sandler seriously in the role. And I think that every time I saw him, I was like, and the story just felt a bit too all over the place. Very well filmed, but just felt a bit all over the place. So I think I give you credits for the directing style, but beyond that, Dorian Bro. Space didn't like it. Did not like it at all. Too much CGI, too much effects, way over the place, and it's like, and this is my issue. Is that okay? I get it. You're trying to do for the younger generation. I get it, but all because you're making the film in 2021 doesn't mean that you have to have 300,000 images a minute and so forth. Just keep things simple. Keep things simple, man. But nah, man, I wasn't a fan, man. Like it was just it was all over the freaking place. You know, like give me a freaking story. Just give me a nice, good, simple story, and let's go from there. You know, give me a nice, good, simple story, and let's go from there, man. So yeah, it was nah. And my thing is that I think LeBron will give a better performance than Jordan because Jordan just he couldn't act. he couldn't act. LeBron, I think, is at least a bit of a better actor and has got a bit more of a personality. But and also I don't like that they're going 3D. No, I didn't like for me, just keep it 2D and so forth, but just make the story interesting for me. Like, and now it's like, what is the plot? What's the story? Oh, his son needs to save his son and so forth. Like, they didn't sell what is the plot. How is this different from the first Space Jam? So, no, I wasn't a fan, man. No, wasn't a fan. Oh yeah, I've already watched the first episode of Invincible. I still need to watch the other ones, but good so far. Good so far, but I still need to watch the other ones, man. Thoughts on Collateral? I watched it a couple of days ago, and I think it was a great film with some amazing performances. Great film. Really, really, really good film. And why I like Collateral is a very good story. Like just the idea of the film of like a hitman gets into the cab of a cab driver and says, "Yo, bro, I'll pay you whatever. Take me here, so I can take these hits." And you now have the relationship between the hitman and the cab driver. And a little bit of trivia. I think this is a very rare time this has happened. Jamie Foxx was nominated for that performance as well as Ray. So he was nominated twice in the same year for Collateral and for Ray. You know, so obviously he won for Ray. No, really good film. Really good film. You know, and obviously it's had a song from one of my favorite albums, Audio Slave. Wait, what's the name of the song again? I can't remember, but yeah, but it's had an Audio Slave song again from their first album, you know, which I love that album. But you know, really good film. And I think sorry, Tom Cruise is underrated, man. Because why Tom Cruise is amazing that Tom Cruise can give you action and it can give you drama. You know, Tom Cruise can give you Mission Impossible and this crazy thing, but he can also give you Interview with a Vampire and something like Collateral, where like he can really bring it down and be really dramatic, man. So Tom Cruise, yeah, the guy can say what's up, man. Hmm. Favorite Jedi. Also, who would win out of Anakin if he reaches full potential before Mustafa Andrews or Yoda? Favorite Jedi. Favorite Jedi. Let me be real with you. I'll keep it real with you. If I had to choose, it may sound cheesy, but I would still say Luke. I would still say Luke, based on just the kind of journey that he went through. Um, I think potentially Anakin should have been the best, but Luke has just effed up the storyline and everything. But really, Anakin should have been the Jedi way. Like, wow, this guy is a pretty crazy dude, because that should have been the really dynamic character. Guys, you know that Star Wars was based off samurai. Like Kurosawa's Hidden Fortress was a major, major influence on Star Wars. And in 9 Star Wars films, there has not been a single Asian Jedi. And that has always been my issue with Star Wars is missed potential. Missed potential. In 9 films, there's only been one amazing lightsaber battle, and that was in Phantom Menace, Darth Maul against Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, which is and so fight choreography, which is freaking amazing. The film was that was an amazing fight. So in 9 films, you only had one because let's just keep it real. The fights ain't great. The fights in the sequels were horrible. Like freaking what's it called? Daisy Brickley was complete crap. So Star Wars has always that's why I've always preferred Star Trek to Star Wars. Because Star Wars has amazing elements, but overall, nah. Star Trek for me is just a much better, stronger whole. Um no, look, if Anakin reached his full potential, nobody's is touching him because he was the chosen one. He was that dude. So if he was really fully on that path and so forth, nobody's is Anakin is giving birth to everybody. But he went off the path. Anime sub or dub? The only sub anime that I watch that I'm willing to watch is Dragon Ball Z. Oh, sorry, the only anime dub I'm willing to watch is Dragon Ball Z. Either way, anime sub. Because, for instance, I watched Ninja Scroll for the first time, like I think a month ago or something. Flipping amazing. So I watched the sub of Ninja Scroll. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. So I said, I've got to get it. So I was trying to hunt it down, and my friend, shout out to your boy 2020B, found it. And he sent it over to me. I was like, cool. I began to watch it, and then it was the dub. And it took me out of it. I was like, no, I can't watch it now. Because for me, the voices are just way, way cooler, in the sub than they are in the dub, so it just ruins the experience. And I just think I like the authenticity of like, this is how these guys truly sound like. Let me read the freaking subtitles. But the thing with Dragon Ball Z is because actually tell a lie. I first watched Dragon Ball Z, the sub, so the Japanese one, when I was living in Switzerland, because the family I stayed with, the older brother, he was into Dragon Ball Z, and he showed us like, and we watched his Dragon Ball Z, but this was the Japanese version, where I think in the Japanese version the fights are a lot longer, so the fights last for like 2-3 episodes. So those were different. But then, like when I then came to England, and then they showed it on like the TV here, then I watched the dub, and I just got used to the voices. And I think like Frieza's voice is amazing. That's why Frieza is my favorite character. Not too sure about Mr. Popo though, So Mr. Popo is a bit, but yeah, Frieza because I mean Goku, Vegeta and Frieza, Kakarot. Yeah, Vegeta and Frieza, like those are really cool voices, So they got the voices really good there, but in a lot of other dubs, the voices are garbage, man. I'm Chukri. Thank you for the dub, man. Thank you for the dub. Have you seen Hereditary? Insanely overrated, in my opinion. And yes, I will watch this separate. There are two films I need to watch. They're on my list. City of God. I need to watch City of God, and I need to watch A Separation. Those are the two. City of God and A Separation. Don't worry, they're on my list. I don't watch horror movies, bro. I watched Nightmare on Elm Street, and that scarred me for life. So I stayed away from horror movies. The only horror movies I've watched are Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't even think I even finished it. Omen and The Exorcist. And after that, and Wreck, which is like a Spanish film. Wreck will wreck the living crap. Wreck, fuck. It's hard, man. Wreck was messed up. But yeah, I mean, I've heard about Hereditary, man, but no, I don't do horror movies, man. After my experience with The Exorcist, nah, I don't do that, man. Well, no, like remember, Donnie Yen was in Rogue One, and they made Donnie Yen like some blind dude with a stick, and even that little bit that he had was, it's like, how do you cast Donnie Yen and you don't make him either a Jedi or a Sith? You stupid idiots! I said, nah, stop, get the heck out of here, man. Get the heck out of here. Favorite cartoon? So this is difficult. Favorites, just overall favorites cartoon, Tom and Jerry. Yes, there were some racist episodes. Yes, it was racist, 100% of racist, but Tom and Jerry. Cartoon series, Spider-Man. Spider-Man, the Fox TV show. And it's a toss between that and the first season of G1 Transformers. That first season of G1 Transformers was money. But then, you know, the other ones are like obviously Ren and Stimpy, because I grew up with that Ren and Stimpy. Beavis and Butthead wasn't really a cartoon, really. They were animated, but they're sort of like animated characters that reviewed films on MTV. But the film was good, though. That film was money. Oh, wow. What is it? Django Unchained. I wouldn't call Django Unchained a masterpiece. It is a very, very well made film with some very good performances. I personally wasn't the biggest fan of Django Unchained, although look, it's Tarantino. Amazing direction. I think that is DiCaprio's best performance. That was DiCaprio's best performance. Samuel L. Jackson was outstanding. Jamie Foxx was there. I think the real standouts were Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, Don Johnson was I. Don Johnson was I, but I think really Samuel L. Jackson and DiCaprio were like, they were really top of their game. They brought it. Like Samuel L. Jackson was superb, you know, and there was some very good. No, it was very well made, very well made. It's just that Jamie Foxx's character I felt was quite weak. I don't think his character really came across as strong as it should be. And I think if your protagonist can't really pop off, then you know it's can be problematic for your film. Same thing as my issue with Batman in Dark Knight. Whenever people talk about Dark Knight, they never mention Batman. They always mention Joker, Two-Face, Gordon, but they never mention Batman because Batman was trash in the Dark Knight. Also, I watched Batman Returns last night as well, man. Movie's eye. The movie's eye. I'm not really sure when I want to answer that question, man. Just look up, just go to YouTube and just type in Tom and Jerry racist, and you'll see some episodes where you see them blacking themselves up and everything. It was made in the freaking 30s and 40s. How wouldn't it be racist? Okay, come on. You have to look at the and when it was made, bro. Oh no, I loved Courage the Cowardly Dog because I think the reason why Courage the Cowardly Dog was so good was it was different. It's just like I always like anything, whether it's a TV show or a film or a cartoon, do something different. And it's because throughout all the shows that you saw on Cartoon Network, Courage the Cowardly Dog just seemed like, okay, this. Because first of all, you were like, wait a minute, is this for kids? Because it was very dark and it was very, very moody. Because it's similar to people's issue with Batman Returns because Batman Returns just seemed very, very edgy, you know, compared to other stuff that was out there, man. So and yeah, man, it just seemed very, very different, bro. Very, very, very different, and I like that. I just liked how dark it was. Um, Mohammed, thank you for the dub. Mohammed, thank you for the dub. Thank you for the dub. Favorites Batman, mine is Kevin Conroy. Michael Keaton all the way. See, for me, I'll keep it real with you. People call me crazy. Now, the animated series was definitely big me growing up, and I had a lot of toys. Yeah, so the Batman toy, yeah, the Batman, Joker, and so the Batman, Joker, and Two-Face toys that I owned were from the animated series, And I think the Catwoman toy I owned was from Batman Returns because I was obsessed with Batman. I had like the Batmobile, everything was Batman. But yeah, I just never really took to the animated series, man. For me, Michael Keaton, easily Michael Keaton, because I think for Keaton it made sense in terms of the character, like based on him being a recluse, being an introvert, being hidden, being mysterious, not saying too much. And also, like, Keaton was very much a case of less is more. Like, he has very, very expressive eyes. So whenever you saw his eyes, either as Bruce Wayne or as Batman, it meant so much. So he could say so much without actually saying anything. And I just think that the way that he played it and just how kind of low key he was just worked for the character and was a great kind of counterbalance to this crazy larger than life villains that they all had, man. So for me, it was him. See, Bale could have been amazing. I think Bale was amazing, was great in Begins. Begins, this is great. And I told you, that's one of my favorite endings to any film was the ending of Batman Begins. He was horrible in Dark Knight and Rise. He was absolutely horrible. Clooney was a good Bruce Wayne. Clooney was a good Bruce Wayne. His Batman was a joke, but he was a good Bruce Wayne. While Kilmer was Ben Affleck was trapped. Ben Affleck might arguably be the worst. I think Ben Affleck might actually be the worst Batman of all. Yeah, he is the worst. Adam West was fun. Obviously, Kevin Conroy has obviously a strong voice. Clooney was a good Bruce Wayne. Val Kilmer was a nice balance of Batman and Bruce Wayne. Keaton was the best. Bale was amazing in Begins in one film. Ben Affleck was garbage. That was straight garbage. TDK is a thank you for the dub. Amsh critics. TDK is a 4 out of 10 film without the Joker. Boring as F. I can go on like a 3-hour, 4-hour rant about the Dark Knight. So every time anybody says that the Dark Knight is amazing, like whenever people say that the Dark Knight is one of the greatest films ever made, and it has like a 9 out of 10 on IMDb, then it just shows you why people have no respect for comic book films. If you look at that and you call that an amazing film, you take Heath Ledger's performance away. So let's say Heath Ledger didn't have that great a performance. That film is extremely boring. Because halfway through, you're like, oh gosh. Because the thing about it, and I think it's so good because, especially after watching like Heat, because the Dark Knight copied a lot of the stuff from Heat because Nolan was very inspired by Michael Mann. But when you watch Heat, people have real conversations. People are talking to one another. The film breathes. In Dark Knight, it's speech after speech after speech. And if you die a hero, live long enough to become a villain, the Joker cannot win. He needs some of us. No, but you are the best. I mean, all this, there's just speech after speech because it's as if you're like in nursery school where you're like, okay, kids, this is what the film's about. No. Let me interpret what the film's about. You can't, it's called show, don't tell. You can't tell me what the film's about. Show me what the film is about through the film. But speech after speech after speech, I'm like, this isn't a film. And people don't talk the way Batman and Alfred related to each other in Dark Knight and Rises doesn't make any sense. It's like people don't talk to each other like this. They don't. So a guy who's pretty much like your secondary father figure just talks to you in grand speeches. Get out of here, man. Nah, man. Nah. Were you raised a Christian? Yes, I was. I was raised a Christian, but as of right now, I probably wouldn't view myself as a Christian, personally speaking. No, I wouldn't. And I just based off experience and sort of, I just think that, whenever you enforce something on someone, people will rebel. And I think, church was pretty much enforced upon us. So it is what it is, man. Yeah, 100%. The Dark Knight is a poor man, starving man's heat. Black Widow, man. Here's the thing, and people need to be honest with themselves. Did anybody really care about Black Widow in the Avengers? Was anybody say, "Oh my gosh, I really want to see the backstory of Black Widow. I really want to see a Black Widow solo film"? No one did. And let's keep it real. Neither did we. Black Widow and Hawkeye, we didn't really give a crap. We really cared about them as part of the Avengers. We didn't really care about, I really want to know Black Widow's history and Hawkeye's history. No. And the issue is, it's too late. Black Widow should have come out after Winter Soldier. So why you waited this long until after she was killed in the Endgame to give us a Black Widow film? It's like, what's the point? Like, she isn't an interesting enough character for us to be like, oh my gosh, it's Black Widow, man. Let's really find out the history of Black Widow and so forth. No. Okay, Scarlett Johansson isn't like freaking Meryl Streep or freaking Emma Stone or freaking Naomi Harris or Tiana Paris. We're like, okay, whoa, like, at least she's an average actor. She's high, but she's average, We're not gonna read this, man. That's Roddy. That is why he's the dude. That's why he's tier 1. Adam West, this guy was hardworking. And again, this is why I bring up Dark Knight Rises. The whole point of Batman is, why does he wear black? Because he operates at night. That's why he wears black. And do you see bats in the day? No, you see bats at night. So when you look at the Adam West TV series, you're like, it's still funny and hilarious, but like, you're 12 midday. First of all, you drink milk, which is hilarious. You're fighting at 12 midday in gray pajamas. I was like, that's why I was never a fan of the Batman comics, because I was like, I read Spawn, Spider-Man, X-Men. Why am I reading a comic with a guy wearing gray pajamas with a light blue cape? Nah, give me a break. Which is why the Tim Burton film was such a game changer. But in Dark Knight Rises, he was fighting Bane midday. I'm like, because if Batman comes out in the day, he looks like a clown. He looks genuinely like a freaking clown. And even in the Dark Knight, when you see them in the interrogation room, Batman looks stupid. You're like, hey, this guy looks really because it's now more apparent that this guy looks stupid. But when you put him in the dark and so forth, then it's also the whole freaking mystery, Thank you for the door, Mohammed. Have you played the Arkham games? They're great. I've played the first Arkham game. I think it's Arkham Asylum, which was cool. I was like, look, I didn't really like the storyline, and I don't really like Joker's having muscles, but the gameplay was very good. Like the fighting and the combat was very good, and you could tell that the Batman scene in BVS, as crap as that film was, that Batman scene in BVS, you could tell that they borrowed a lot of the fighting from the Arkham games. So I loved that. Basically, the best part of it was the fight, and the fighting was great, man. So, but I've not played the other ones, but that first one was pretty good. But guys, man, The Nintendo Switch, man. Do you know what it means where I am playing Skyrim in my bed? I'm playing Skyrim in my bed, handheld. So I've just been playing Skyrim on Nintendo Switch, and I'm like, wow. Like Skyrim, this game is just like I say again, I don't get like one of the greatest video games of all time. Easily. One of the greatest video games of all time. Skyrim is just on another level. Just the because I just forgot just the depth to which the game goes. Like the amount of stuff that you can do and everything. Like, man, bro, man. Because I about to say, like, just the concept of Skyrim, all of that's in your hand. Trust me, man, technology is not a joke. Because I told you, because the most hours I've put into a game, Skyrim and Mass Effect 2. But Skyrim was more because Mass Effect 2, there's only so much you can do. But Skyrim, I played the living hell out of that game. I think I maxed out all of my abilities. I played the living heck out of that freaking game, man. Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter? That's a good now. Films, Lord of the Rings all day, every day. Story and world, the world of Harry Potter, I think is better. Like, so I've read the first 4 books, Harry Potter books, and I then stopped. I may go back. I'm not even going to bother getting the Lord of the Rings book. See, Lord of the Rings, it's really all about Sauron and Gandalf. Let's keep it real. Frodo is a freaking loser. Okay, Frodo is a bitch. Let's keep it real. Frodo is a bitch. And he gets carried by freaking Samwise. Without Samwise, Frodo would feel so. Frodo is crap. Aragorn is the biggest pussy of a hero. You get one of the most amazing swords I've ever seen with superb armor, and you can't even fight Sauron? No, screw you. So Aragorn, you are the cheapest hero in the world. You never fought Sauron. You never had a 1v1 against Sauron. How do you... I dedicated 7 hours watching this film, waiting for Sauron to come back. I said, my gosh, man, when Sauron comes back, these guys are screwed. And they never fought Sauron? Now, so Aragorn is trash, man. But I think Harry Potter is the way J.K. Rowling just built that world of it's like a school, but there's magic and so forth, and just how detailed it is. Let me see, the world building and so forth in Harry Potter, I think, is better than the Lord of the Rings. But Lord of the Rings, those films are freaking amazing. Like, I watched the first Harry Potter film and I just hated it because the characters just weren't the way I imagined the characters in the book was not how I saw them in the film. So I was like, nah, screw this. So I said, fuck that, man. How Do You Rate Chernobyl? Thought it was incredible. That's another one I need to watch with what's his face? He's the son of a very famous actor. Why have I forgotten his name? Something Harris. Jared Harris. I think Jared Harris is in it. He's the son of Richard Harris, famous actor. Yeah, that's another one I need to watch. There's another one because that's like it's like a limited series. So I think it's like what 7 or 8 episodes. But that's yeah. Look, of course, let me even make a list, man. Let me make a list, so I don't forget the stuff. Let me make it. Where's my shit? Okay, I'll make my list. Yeah, let me make my list here. So, yeah. All right. Because I'm always ready for recommendations. So, let's see. Can you open up this new thing, you bitch? So City of God, The Separation, and Chernobyl series. All right. So that's my shit to watch, man. I've seen I have seen La N. I've seen La N. I have seen La N. I think apparently Brad Pitt was rumored to be Lion O. in Thundercats. Godzilla vs. Kong was at its core a stupid film. At its core, it was a really stupid film. But the action choreography and the action filming was good. The action film was good. Stupid film, but the action filming was good. So if you give this dude, I think it's Adam Wingard, who's the director, if you give him a good script, I think he could do the because my thing is that the direction was solid. The direction was solid, just that the script was crap. So if you give him a good script, yeah, I mean, if you give him a good script, you see, for me, to be honest, and I sort of bring this guy out, but whenever you do material like this, where it's about non-humans, their family, and its character work, I always go to the same dude, Guillermo del Toro. Like for me, if I'm making a new X-Men film, Guillermo del Toro. Because what Guillermo del Toro did on those Hellboy films are like, no. If there's like an ensemble piece and it's like non-human characters, very few people can do it better than Guillermo del Toro because he's excellent. Because remember, he's an artist, so he's excellent as creature design. So creature design was going to pop off, but also he'll make a good film and he'll tell a good story. So it's what it is, but I think Guillermo del Toro would be a better pick. But you could do worse. You could do worse, man. Oh, sorry, Chainsaw Man. Did I miss your thingy? Let me get to it, bro. Sorry. What roles do you think The Rock should take? He should take roles that combine comedy and action. Comedy and action. He should never take any dramatic roles. No dramatic roles, no pure action roles. He should basically, like, it's so crazy because every time I watch wrestling, I'm like, this guy's charisma is off the freaking charts. So what you need to just create a script where it builds upon just his character, his charisma, and his personality. If you just focus on that, it'd be amazing. But obviously, Baywatch, I didn't say Baywatch, but maybe that script was just crap. But just look at the kind of stuff that, like, his character in Fast and Furious, that is not The Rock. That's not what you're using The Rock the best. You have to use his physicality, his look, but also his charisma, his personality, his quick wittiness, you know? So, I give the dub Chainsaw DH, man. What console are you on and will you game with us? I say, I am super busy these days, man. I'm super, super busy, man. But if you do have, look, I have several consoles. So I've got Switch, I've got PS4, and I've got Xbox One. If you are on Xbox One, I do dip in and out of Halo. So you can catch me on Halo. PlayStation, I don't really do any online games on PlayStation. So see, as of right now, the games I'm currently playing are Animal Crossing, Skyrim, and Zelda. See, I've not played Zelda in a while because I've been so busy, but I need to get back onto Breath of the Wild on Switch, man. I need to get back on that. And of course, I'm playing Skyrim as well. So currently I'm playing Breath of the Wild, Skyrim, Animal Crossing, and if I just need to get rid of time, Halo Reach Online on Xbox. So the ones that I'm playing. And so yeah, and like, and tell those dicks known as Rockstar, known as Brickstar, that when they're ready to bring out a GTA 6, I'll be ready. I'm not playing your bum-ass GTA 5. Bring me a GTA 6 with a good, interesting story, with a good, interesting character, and then I'll say, what's up, man? That Xbox Game Pass looks all right, bro. That Xbox Game Pass, like, I was looking at the Xbox Game Pass, it's like Netflix. That thing looks all right. All right, guys. It's been swell. It's been real. I need to do some editing. I need to edit up these CL previews. And then, so remember, guys, if you're new, subscribe. hit the subscribe button. Check out the other videos on the channel. Trying to keep you guys entertained with some, content crack on this beautiful, amazing channel called Half Up's Hot. And then I will see you guys 10 p.m. tonight on the other channel, Half Up Football Hot, 10 p.m. CL Talk. Peace.